Now, I have on the line Luvo Manyonga, who joins us now for a reflection on his journey, his comeback, as well as what it actually lies ahead. Well, welcome to Africa at Play, Luvo.
Thank you very much for having me here. How are you?
Yeah. And also, how does it feel once again to be competing at the highest level after everything you've actually been through?
Honestly speaking, it feels amazing. I'm very happy of myself. I'm grateful that God have gave me the opportunity to be able to perform in the international level. Being an inspiration to the kids and also to the another sportsmanship.
Yeah. And also looking back over the past 4 years, what have you, or rather, what have been the biggest lessons that have been taught?
The biggest lesson that I've been taught, I think I've taught myself is that whenever life puts you into,
Mm,
it was meant to be. I feel like I was preordained, to go through the journey that I went to, so I can be an inspiration to everyone in the world. Not only people that are struggling with substance abuse, and also people that are struggling with not believing in themselves. When you fall
mm.
in life, as long as you're still alive, doesn't mean that it's the end of the world.
Sure. And now winning the South African national title for the first time in 7 years must have been an emotional one for you. So, what was going through your mind when you actually realized that you were the champion again?
Honestly, it was like mixed emotion. It happened. It felt like like it's a reset. Everything just went 360 degrees because I remember that my first South African title was in. I think that's where I was discovered in Stellenbosch. My late coach Mario Smith was the person that gave me the opportunity to be seen in the world. That was the my where it all started. So me coming back to the stage, being able to win the South African title, it was so much mixed emotion, being in my home crowd, and also looking back, that's where I'm coming from to achieve a South African title. It felt amazing.
Yeah. And then coming into that now, you follow that up with your first African Championships gold medal. So, how special was that achievement considering everything that you've come, as well as your 8.35 meter jump in Jerusalem actually reminded many people of Luvo Manyonga, which they have admired before?
Yeah, winning the African title, it brought so much memories. That Luvo Manyonga is back in the surface. Luvo with his comeback, and also the comeback is very personal. And this comeback is not only for me. It's for South Africa and also my people. The people that look up to me. And also jumping that 835, it reminds me when I got back after my first ban in 2016 when I won the silver medal in Olympics. I jumped the 837. So 10 years later, I'm jumping the same distance. So it gives me that hope and that now we're starting back from scratch.
Mm. And I've seen that you actually working closely with Coach Herman. So how has that helped you rebuild both your confidence as well as your performance also?
Honestly speaking, I think God have gave me Coach Herman Fenske for a reason. I never had like a coach that understands, a coach that's challenging me. I will say he's a genius. He thinks outside the box. He doesn't spoon feed me. He challenged me. That's what I
Mm,
need. And he motivates me. He gives me this father figure. And I really appreciate him. And also, he doesn't do that only to me. With the team that I'm training with. He's such a special guy. I think a lot of people they don't give him credit that he deserves. And also, he's the person that he doesn't like to be seen. He just he loves to work behind the scene. And What he's doing is superb. Being able to jump this distance just because of his enthusiastic and also his belief on me. He never judged me when we first met. He just took me into his house, and then he made sure that I want to make sure that this guy get back into his feet. And also, we're looking forward to chase the world record again. We have so much ambition, and also, but only not only in sport and also outside sport, that we want to preach this gospel that in life, we can make it. It's not the end of the day when you lose everything. You just have to reset and trust God and give everything to God. And then I'm a living example. Me having him in my life. Me always remind me that Luvo, like, no matter what people saying, they never have an opportunity to sit down with you and understand what kind of person you are. They only see what the media is telling them, but the
Mm,
person that they see is the best person like he never met before.
sure. And I actually believe that your story has included, like you've mentioned, incredible success, but also public struggles with the addiction. So, how difficult was it to rebuild your life away from the track, as well as was there a defining moment when you decided that you wanted to fight your way back into athletics?
Honestly speaking, at that moment in time, like I knew that I have a time frame that I won't be able to compete. I think I have like this strategy that on me, like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for until my suspension is ended. But some days, like I'll have this things in my mind that, oh, Luvo, like I will really miss athletics. I will go to some athletics meeting. I will see myself competing again, but the suspension was not finished. But there were days like I went into debt, with my addiction, not even like realizing how deep I were. There were days like I feel like I'll never be able to compete again because of the situation that I was, how bad
Mm,
my addiction was taking over for my life. I even lost my mom
mm,
in the journey, that also like made me want to give up. But I think the living Lord that I'm serving, was protecting me, was giving hope. I never fully given up. I knew
sure,
that when the suspension ends, I want to make sure that I resurrect Luvo
sure,
Manyonga and also give hope to those who believe in me, because I felt that I owe South Africa and the world. There were a lot of kids that believe in Luvo Manyonga. I wouldn't want Luvo Manyonga end up in a dump. What would the kids that want to do sport will think of sport? Is it you become a world championship and end up a drug addict? No, I didn't want that to happen to other kids. I want them to believe that sports can make a change in life.
sure. I'm actually going to ask you three questions at once because of time, and there's certain points that I really don't want to miss out. I mean, like, you're now 35 years old. Do you believe that, the experience gives you advantage over some of the younger long jumpers, as well as what are the key areas you're still working on as you actually continue your return from the peak? And now, lastly, looking ahead, what are your goals for the remainder of the 2026 season?
Okay, like for me, the age is just a number, because
Sure.
I feel like I was a car that had been stored in a storage room that wasn't being driven for 5 years, 6 years. Just we took that car out, and then we just checked the oil and check everything. Now the car it's driving. The 5 years was never used. Like I feel like I'm 28 in the 35 years mentality. So the maturity and experience, it's an advantage for me. And also, way forward, I'm not looking forward to get medals to win world champs, but if that happens, it's a bonus. What I'm planning to do is just to make sure that I inspire a lot of people. I also have a dream of having my own academy, my own NPO, something that I can give back to kids out there, to be a motivational speaker, to go to school and to spread the gospel of belief and also the change.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And that was the South African long jumper and former world champion Luvo Manyonga. Sorry for that. Reflecting on his remarkable journey, come back to the top of the sport. I mean, like from overcoming personal challenges to reclaiming national and also continental success, as well as a story of resilience. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Africa at Play.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.